Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I created this look here. This is my current favorite makeup look at the moment. It's my go-to look. I've been kind of going to this look for the last couple months now, maybe 2 months, and pretty much I'm using the ColourPop Nude Mood palette. This palette has been my fave and my go-to palette. I love the neutrals and the browns in here, and it just gives that soft, natural look. So I'm about almost 3 weeks postpartum now, and I haven't had any makeup on since I had the baby. So I was excited to just put some makeup on and show you guys my go-to look. So enough of me chit-chatting, but before I shut up, if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Lorrien, and I would love for you to stick around. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a like, and without further ado, let's get into this makeup look. Okay, first thing, chapstick, because my lips have been so dry. Starting out with my fave Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. Really need to bust out a new one. I have a new one. I'm just cheap and I want to get all of the product out of this one. But I'm just going to apply this to my entire eyelid and then rub it into my brows. This just helps for my eyeshadow and my brows to last a lot longer and better. I tend to have oilier skin, so this just helps with that. And I just use my finger to kind of pat this all in. Next, I'm just going to brush my brows out and just brush that primer out, because sometimes it could get a little cakey and clumpy. And before I fill in my brows, I just want to make sure I brush all that product out. Next, I am going to be using the NYX brow glue. I've really been liking this. It kind of gives it that laminated brow look. And then I just kind of apply it, brush it up. Once I've done that, I'm just going to basically just with my finger press that product in and stick my brows to my face to give it that fluffy brow look. And then doing the same thing to my other brow. I mean, look at that difference. You can totally see where my brows were microbladed when I do this though. So I'm just gonna let that dry for a little bit. I had to turn my fan on because I was getting hot, but letting them dry. Then I'm going to go in with my Precisely My Brow Pencil by Benefit in the shade 5. And then just lightly filling them in. Next, I'm just going to take a Q-tip and some makeup remover and just clean up the tops, because that product got on the top of my brows, and you'll see that there's always product left over on my spoolie from my brow pencil, so just cleaning that up. Next, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Is this the hydrate? Yes. In the shade Light Peach. And I'm going to clean up under my brows with this and conceal my entire eyelid and get it ready for eyeshadow. I'm just going to add a little bit more before I blend it in using a damp Real Technique beauty sponge and just blend that all out. Now using my Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Pound Cake, I'm just going to lightly set this because as you can already see it's starting to crease in my eyelids, so I'm just going to lightly set it before I start applying my eyeshadows. Now using the ColourPop Nude Mood eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna go in and create my neutral look. Starting out with the shade Bluffin', I'm just going to apply that over my entire eyelid. Next, taking the shade Bare to Wear, and this is going to be my transition shade, and just applying that above my eyeball, pretty much buffing it out. Next, I'm going to take the shade Moody and apply that to my outer V. Same thing, buffing it out. Next, going back in with that shade Bluffin' and just adding that on my eyelid. Now I'm just gonna go over and just blend everything in. Adding a little bit more of that shade Moody. Now taking this smudger brush, I'm going to grab that shade Moody and just smudge my lash line out. Sometimes I'll do a black like liquid gel liner type of look. Sometimes I'll just use this whole palette and just create an eyeliner look using the darkest shade, which is that Moody shade, and that's what I'm gonna do today since I'm trying to keep it a little bit more on the simple side. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes. And then apply some mascara. This is the Maybelline Colossal Waterproof in the shade Glam Black. I usually like the orange bottle, and I really need to pick some up. Now I will tackle my bottom lashes and lash line at the very end because sometimes I feel like when I apply the rest of my makeup it tends to mess it up, so I usually like to do that at the very end. And of course I got some on my eyelid, never fails. I hate applying mascara on camera. I feel like I always look so weird. My carpal tunnel just kicked in. I don't know if you guys caught that. Okay, moving on to face. So I saw this little trick on TikTok that when you get mascara on your eyelid to grab a spoolie and wait for it to dry and then scrape it off. Sometimes it works for me and sometimes it doesn't, but I'm always so nervous that I'm gonna mess up my eyeshadow. So I got most of it off. I'm just gonna hit it one time for the one time real quick. There, what is new? Okay, moving on to face. I'm just going to grab a makeup wipe and wipe off that concealer and stuff that got underneath, because when I apply my primer it's gonna cake up, so I don't want that. Now using the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. Now I've mentioned this before, I still don't know how I feel about this primer. I hate sticking my finger in here, and I've seen that it's supposed to come with like a little spatula type of thing. I didn't get that. I don't know if you're supposed to buy that separate or what, but I prefer just like a bottle squeeze into my hand. This whole sticking my fingers in there just grosses me out. Just pressing this in. Now using my Maybelline Matte Poreless Fit Me foundation in the shade 220 Natural Beige. This is my all-time favorite foundation. I'm just gonna apply it to the back of my hand. Usually I apply it straight to my face from the bottle, but that looks really weird doing, so I'm not gonna do that on camera. And then grabbing a foundation brush. And then after using the foundation brush, I will go in with my beauty blender and press everything in. Now, I am someone who doesn't like to waste any product. So what's on the back of my hand, I'm just going to rub on my neck and blend that down. Like I was saying, grabbing my sponge and just pressing everything in. Taking that same concealer from earlier and applying that to my under eyes, forehead, chin, and down the center of my nose. Usually I'll do a full contour of my nose, but like I said, trying to keep this simple, so I'm not going to do a complete contour. This is what I love about the Real Techniques beauty sponge, this flat, sharp edge to get this right here. See that? Watch this. Next, grabbing that Huda setting powder again, and I am going to set all this concealer. Now grabbing a different beauty sponge. This is just one I picked up from Walmart. It came in a bag of other sponges. I'm just going to apply some setting powder right down the center of my nose and on the sides. I guess you can call this like a lazy nose contour since I didn't do a full one. There. We will come back to that later. Okay, so I just had a little intermission. I had to go nurse the baby. This is mom life, guys. Mom life. So hopefully that didn't throw off my makeup too bad. I was down there for a good like 40 minutes nursing. So if some parts look a little off, that's why. I'm gonna touch them up as I go. But where was I? I had just set my nose. Now I'm gonna go in and set the rest of my face using the Maybelline Super Stay Powder Foundation. I've used this in other videos and mentioned how much I love it and the flawless like airbrush look that it gives. I don't usually use my setting powder for my whole face. I just like to set certain areas and then I go in with this powder and set the rest of my face. Next, I'm gonna go in with my Benefits Hoola bronzer. I love this. I've been using it for years, and I'm just going to bronze my forehead, cheeks, add some color back into my skin. Next, going in with my favorite blush palette at the moment. This is the BA Chocolate Orange Truffle, and I usually just kind of mix all the colors together, just whatever. You know what I am gonna do though for my nose? I'm gonna take some of that bronzer and just kind of contour my nose this way. There, just really lightly. Next, I'm gonna grab that setting powder again and carve out my contour. I'm gonna go back in and finish my eyes. I do need a separate mirror for this. I'm going back in with my mascara. I still have my fan on and it keeps blowing my hair in my face. I'm gonna have to turn it off. It's a huge difference adding that second coat of mascara. And of course I got it on the side of my face. Oh yes. Yes. Now my brows are pretty much set from that brow glue, but I am going to try to apply a little bit of the Benefit Gimme Brow in the shade 6, just to kind of blend out some of the powder that may have gotten into my brows. Now I'm just going to buff off that setting powder. Now for my lips, my favorite combo, my favorite all-time combo at the moment, and that is my NYX Nude Truffle Lip Liner and the Maybelline Matte Ink in the shade Driver. Now we let that dry, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and set my face using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Alright guys, that is it. That is the look. This is my current favorite go-to makeup look. I've been loving that ColourPop Nude Mood palette. This came in that Black Friday packet I had got, and I'm still loving it. So out of all of those eyeshadow palettes, that's been my favorite. And I just love the little soft, natural look that it gives. So I will try to list all of the products that I use in the description box down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a like. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. And as always, I will see you all on the next one. Bye guys.